What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to talk about Ghana, and is Ghana overhyped, right? Because because of some videos I made, I had some comments, and some people saying, yeah, man, Ghana was kind of over, they feel like Ghana was overhyped, even though they never been to Ghana. They've been listening to people who were in Ghana, and some people who've been to Ghana said it was overhyped, right? And because they didn't see, or their expectations weren't met, or what they thought, right? And the thing is, Ghana is not overhyped. Ghana has always been the same Ghana that's been there from the beginning, right? And some people they go to places and they think that like beach culture, right? America has a beach culture, right? And that beach culture is kind of more of a European thing, because they come from a cold climate. So when they get to a nice, hot, beautiful beach, they celebrate. That's a destination, right? So in America, we got like Florida, right? Florida, beach culture. What else? You got Texas, they got a beach culture. California, beach culture. Because we in America, we love beaches, and our beaches, it's a spectacle, right? So people go there, they put on their bikinis and their shorts, and they do beachly things, right, at the beach. But there are some countries that they have beaches, but it's not a destination. It's not nothing special. It's just, there's the beach, there's sand, there's water, right? And some of these places, they have not become destinations for beach culture. Like Ghana, and it's the same in Nigeria. Like when I went to the beaches in Nigeria, I noticed that the people, it wasn't like what I expected. Now I didn't have really any expectations, really honestly. But when I got to the beach, I noticed there wasn't a lot of people at the beach. There was a lot of beach resorts being built, right? So Nigeria is they're kind of building an industry, but it's not like you would expect. You would think every beach that's nice, that has nice water and beautiful sand, you think who wouldn't want to sit on the beach, right? And that would be people who, live by the beach. Like for instance, all right, here's a great example. Washington, D.C. See all these great, wonderful buildings, huh? People come here to go in the grass. You see that? People actually come here to come see that, right? Like all these buildings, right? These spectacularly designed buildings, built by a black guy, by the way, and designed by black people. Just throwing that out there. Like I look at all these tourists. They come here and they like taking pictures of the building and stuff, and I'm like, it's just a building. It's nothing special. So because I'm from here, it's not special. There's nothing special about Washington, D.C. to me. It's my home, right? It's just whatever, right? But to other people, it's special, right? And it's like that when it comes to like the beach in other countries. Some people, it's like, we black folks, we're from the beach. We're hot weathered people. Like the beach is in our DNA. There's nothing special about the beach. It's not a spectacle. It's the beach, right? And so in order to have a beach culture, you got to create it. It got to be a spectacle for somebody, right? And it's just not a spectacle for Ghanaians. It's not a spectacle for Nigerians. It's a beach. It's just, there's the water and there's the sand, right? Well, what's the big deal, right? I'm like, just like there's the White House and there's the Capitol and there's the monument, there's all the buildings, and what I'm saying? It's like nothing, right? So, when it comes to the expectations that people have, it's important to do your research before you go to a country. That's the difference between a seasoned traveler, a person who knows how to travel. Before you travel, you have to do your research. Don't just go off people's word for it. Watching a video, now that's cool, give you a look, but sometimes you got to actually do some actual research to see what you're getting into, because you're going to another place. People idea of the world is, well, at least Americans' idea of the world is still based around an American construct of what the world is supposed to be and how people are supposed to act in certain places, and that's just not the way the real world works. Every place is different. Every group of people have different concepts of, what is a spectacle, what is something to be celebrated, and all that stuff. Like Ghana, when going to Africa, right? For African, you're the spectacle itself. Part of it should be getting in touch with your roots, right? If you want to, and getting in touch with your ancestors and things like that, right? That's, the thing that's supposed to be the spectacle for at least us, the West African, right? Is to getting in touch to where we're from before we were involuntarily brought over here to build another nation for another group of people, right? So when you go to places like Ghana, and you go to places like Nigeria and stuff like that, who don't necessarily have a beach culture, you know, people can be disappointed. But Ghana itself, and then here's another thing about Ghana and Nigeria that I know, right? And I know this goes for most West Africa, even though some West African countries do have a beach culture, because they have more of an infrastructure built for travel and leisure, right? You know, they just do, right? Like Senegal probably maybe better. Ivory Coast is probably better. A little bit northern up on the western side, some of those places a little bit better for the beaches. I think South Africa is good. East Africa got like Zanzibar. You got places East Africa that have a beach culture. But if you notice, all the beach cultures was created by white people who come to exploit the people, and then while they're exploiting, they go hang out at the beach, right? They have created that beach culture because the beach culture is a spectacle, right? So, but when it comes to like West Africa, and I think it's Africa in general, most of the times all the big parties and the hooplas and all the big things that you see that the entertainers are going on, like all the black movie stars when they go to like Ghana and Nigeria, they're going to events, right? Because West Africans that I know this for, like West Africans, is always an event for something. There's always a party somewhere, right? But you have to be in the know. If you're not in the know, you ain't gonna know, right? Because even though you're on vacation, when you go to somebody else's country, they're not on vacation, they're working. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're in their country on vacation, right? You're the one on vacation, not them, all right? So unless there's an event, something they're celebrating, a national holiday, a corporate sponsored party event, somebody famous coming to do a concert, that's when people get together and party. And when that happens, it's a blast. But for the most part, people are just living their lives day to day, right? They're just living, right? They're going to work, going home, going to the grocery store, you know, hitting the movies every now and then, you know, just whatever, right? Just like we do here, right? So sometimes we also got to keep in mind that, you know, as Americans, when we go on vacation, that when we go to these places, those people are not on vacation, we're on vacation. We're the ones who got all, 2-3 weeks to spend and do whatever we want. Everybody else got things to do, right? And we should understand that, right? But a lot of inexperienced travelers don't, right? So get to a country, be disappointed. Like when I went to Mexico, right? And I went to go see the Inca pyramids, right? And I was like, or the Aztec, I forgot which one it is. I went to go see the pyramids, and I was kind of disappointed at how small it really was. I was like, wow. They make this thing look a lot bigger on TV, but when you get there, it's kind of small. It's like really small, right? It's like, it's impressive, but it's not like Egypt impressive, It's not that type of, it's not like, Great Zimbabwe impressive. It's just like, oh, they figured it out, small scale. Okay, I got that. Doesn't seem like something that we can't just do, right? It seems like, oh, we can do that, right? In Mexico, people go to Mexico, party. They have a culture. But if you go right outside of the travel district, people are just living their lives, right? Like for instance, DC. Everybody comes to DC. They see the great stuff. But this is just the tourist area. You go a couple blocks up the street. People are just living their lives. It's normal. There's nothing, no spectacle here, right? So so all I'm saying is, when traveling to Africa, when traveling anywhere, you should do research. Find out what are the cultural practices of the place. What are the holidays? How do they celebrate holidays? What are the dates of the holidays that they celebrate, right? Because I think in December, this year, December in the I think 19th, I forgot, but it's late December. Nigeria is having a massive pan. It's like a big ass, party, big old huge hoopla. I'll post it on my community chat. I just seen the flyer the other day, but they're having a big international freaking party where all the African diasporas are coming in from different African countries and the Caribbean and America. They're all going to be partying. There's going to be a big, humongous spectacle, because spectacles are coordinated in Africa, right? Because everybody's partying every day for some reason, whether or another, right? Even the funerals are parties. Like the funerals are all parties, like big ass parties. You'd be like, are you sure we had a funeral? Because it looks like a wedding reception, but it's, it's like a wedding reception, but it's supposed to be a funeral. It's weird. It's different, right? It's different. But I encourage you guys, those who change their mind on Ghana because people, you know, have their opinions. But remember, do your own research. Don't take their word with a grain of salt. Do your own research and just find out when the events are, right? Find out when the best time to go. Because we have 4 seasons here. They got mostly 2 seasons there. And they have seasonal times which people are just busy working. And they got times where they're just partying for a month straight. They got vendors, they got parties, they got DJs, they got, that's how it works over there, right? So you just got to schedule your trip when things are happening, because if not, it's gonna be boring, because there ain't nothing gonna be happening. It's just like that, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just want to throw that out. Ghana is not overhyped. Ghana is Ghana. Ghana is the shit. All right, I got family in Ghana. I have family in Ghana, right? So I'm gonna, you know, like actual blood family in Ghana. So I ain't gonna let anybody talk trash about my homeland, like at all. I don't care. I got not gonna happen. But yeah, so if you want to go to Ghana, you should definitely go to Ghana. Ghana's a beautiful place. Ghana's popping off, you know, but you just gotta have some game. If you be booking chicks, you know, and you gotta know how to act and have some respect, because unlike other countries, it's different when black people travel to Africa. It's different because we're going home, right? We're going home. So you gotta show an extra level of respect, for the people, because you don't have to go there. If you don't respect the people, don't go. Because the last thing African people need in these countries that are opening their arms to invite us to come home is for us to come home and sound like some snobby ass, ungrateful, bougie ass Americans. Because that's the stereotype, that Americans are a bunch of bougie ass, rich, spoiled, and we want everything to be perfect and everything got to be top flight. If it don't meet our standards, it's sub and beneath us. You understand? Because, you know, that's just the way Americans are, right? And that's the stereotype around the world. And we as black people don't need to reinforce those stereotypes by going over there and disrespecting whole countries and peoples because we don't do our own research or understand the culture or understand how things work. Anyway, that's all I got to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach them. I'm out.